Well, the thing here is that, boss, I have a question for you. Let's talk about emergency cash loans, okay? Have you recently been applying for emergency cash loans, but unfortunately your ass keeps getting rejected? Today, I want to give you 5 spots that when you apply with them, you have a high probability of having your application being approved, okay? So gone are the days of having your ass being rejected for emergency cash loans. So stick around till the end of today's conversation. Another edition of the Awesome City Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to share with you the top 5 emergency cash loans in 8 hours. We are speaking about 8 hours, okay? Number 5, we have simple, fast loans. Our score, 8 over 10. So when you think about this platform, this is a great platform. They have a simple application process, okay? So they have in other words, they actually verify your income or net worth very simply. All you have to do is to fill out an online application, okay? And they have a soft pull in place. So you are not risking a hard pull on your credit right away. So they have a soft pull process so you can actually see if you qualify for their loans. And the good thing is they kind of have loans that are accessible to everybody. We're speaking about $200 to $3,000, okay? And no collateral required. You have flexible, easy repayment periods. And what we love is that overall, they will fund you within 8 hours, maximum 10 hours, okay? Depending on the states when you're applying from. And when we think about simple, fast loans, we're thinking about loans that you can use for all kinds of emergencies. I'm talking about medical. Let's say you have a necessary home improvement. If you want to pay for a new home appliance that is important, if you have to get your car repaired, if you have to pay for a recurring utility bill, or any other financial need. We are speaking about emergencies, and they place no restrictions on the use of loan proceeds, so we love that. One thing you want to be really clear about is you need to have a bank account, okay? Simple Fast Loans want you to have a bank account. They want you to be at least 18 years old. They want you to have they want you to have an income. You don't have to prove the income, but they will look at your bank statements to identify what kind of income you have, your cash flows, okay? Because it's all about cash inflows versus cash outflows, right? And their APR are kind of high. We're looking at the 35.99%, okay? One thing we don't like with the Simple Fast Loan is that in the past, and based on our research, they've been selling people's data to third parties, so you might be getting some annoying SMS or some annoying phone calls, even if you are denied, okay? So that's the only part of it. And so I actually advise you, if you apply for this loan, you want to give them probably your email, or you want to give them your secondary email or your tertiary email. So you don't give them your primary email. And the same thing for your phone number. If you happen to have another phone number, you want to actually give them that phone number. Very important. Number 4, we have Rise. Our score, 8.5 over 10. One thing we love about Rise, and it's the website is called Rise Credit, okay? One thing we love is actually the customer service. Very fantastic. I mean, they'll work with you, and the cool thing here is that they will actually approve you for $500 to $5,000. So we're actually going a little up in the loan amount, okay? And they also have a process that is analogous to what Simple Fast Loans has. In other words, you can apply in minutes, so they have a very easy and secure application process. You can actually receive your cash within 8 hours to 24 hours, depending on the state you're applying from. What we love is that they also have a soft pull process. So basically, you're not risking a hard pull right away. So you have nothing to lose, boss. You have nothing to lose. If you're looking for an emergency, the thing is you want to apply for as many loans as possible, because you never know, right? And because you don't want to wait for a lender to decide within 7 days. Who needs that? No. So you want to go for as many soft pull loans as possible. That way you are actually boosting your chances of being approved. And again, no harm at all to your credit score. So what we love about Rise is the customer service, their application process, okay? And you can receive cash in your accounts within 8 hours to 24 hours. One thing I want to say here is that another thing we love with the Rise is their willingness and their ability to work with you. If you have, let's say you have bad credit, let's say you are in the 500 or 600, they are willing to work with you to actually improve your credit. In other words, they have the tools in place, they have the platforms in place to actually help you move up the ladder in terms of your credit score. So this is really good, okay? And of course, they report your payments to all the credit bureaus. This is really good. And they actually have a program called Credit Score Plus. So this is where if you actually become a Rise borrower, they will provide you credit score and credit alerts for free to help you track your progress. Okay, so this is really good. I mean, not a lot of lenders will actually give you this opportunity, so this is really good. And this is kind of similar to credit card issuers who actually care about their card holders. Okay, so when you think about Rise, I want you to think about that. You got to be 18 years of age. Okay, you have to have a job because you need to demonstrate income coming in. You need to have a bank account. So those are the primary requirements. And depending on your state, they might have additional requirements. But Rise, 8.5 over 10. Number 3, we have OppLoans. Our score, 9 over 10. And here is another soft pull lender. We love OppLoans for that, okay? And basically, they actually they have a soft pull process, so you ain't got nothing to worry about, okay? They'll take care of you, and they also have an application process that's very simple. In other words, they have the form that you have to follow, that you have to fill out. That form takes about 3 to 5 minutes, okay? And you get your cash within 8 hours, in some cases 10 hours, okay? So if you, so the thing here is that the loan amount here go from $5,000 to $4,000. My fault, 500 to 4,000, okay? So the delta is 500 to 4,000. And we love the fact that here is a big player. They've been doing this for a while now, okay? They're actually owned by OppFi, okay? And they're a great player. What we love about OppLoans is the transparency. In other words, they're not really playing games with you by giving you APR upfront and then changing things down the road. No, they're very transparent. So we love that. We love the fact that they are basically telling you what it is and allowing you to decide, okay? And this loan is also cool because it has no origination fees. You know, when you think about emergency loans or cash loans, you are thinking about subprime territory. And in most cases, lenders want to, let's say, you know, they want to have sneaky ways. They want to actually take advantage of people's vulnerabilities. But OppLoans ain't doing that. They're not doing that. So this is really good. So no origination fees, no prepayment penalties. Okay, so that's really good. And we're speaking about $500 to $4,000. The tenor of this loan up to 36 months. Okay, but the APR is just crazily high. Of course, this is an emergency. So when you annualize the APR, you're looking at 99% to 199%. So this is really huge. Okay, but again, bottom line is if you have an emergency, the last thing you want to think about is the APR, right? You just want to get the cash, do what you have to do, and just think about the payments later on. So OppLoans is really good also because they actually help you. They report your data to the credit bureaus. They help you in terms of making sure you can boost your financial skills. Okay, they actually they'll actually support you. So they have great customer service. Okay, and so the requirements are very simple. So they want you to be 18 years or older, or 19 years in Alabama. You need to have a bank account, checking or savings account. You need to have a regular source of income. Okay. And that's fine. And you got to receive income through direct deposit. Okay. So besides emergency cash loans, they do provide online personal loans, bad credit loans, no credit check loans, and installment loans. Let me talk to you about number 2, eLoan. Our score, 9.5 over 10. eLoan is a bigger player. Boss, I'm talking to you about eLoan. I mean, because this is a more like, they basically have, can you imagine you can borrow up to $35,000 We're speaking about emergency cash loans, okay? So if you have an emergency and you really need to get as much cash as possible, eLoan is a great place to be. They will fund your loan within 6 to 12 hours, depending on the state you're applying from. The thing I need to mention that's very important is that eLoan is actually a division of Banco Popular de Puerto Rico. So we're talking here about a legit bank. We're speaking about a subsidiary of a legit bank, okay? And even though the bank is located in Puerto Rico, eLoan as a platform caters to everybody in the 50 states and even the U.S. territories. That's not a problem, okay? So loan amounts, we have $35,000. The APR oscillates from 8.99% to 21.49%. Pretty healthy. And the tenor, the maturity of this loan, 60 months maximum. So we're looking at 5 years. And all credit types are accepted. So they really don't care if you have if you have poor credit, bad credit, fair credit, good credit, doesn't matter, okay? One thing we love with this program is that depending on the states you're applying from, they have a soft pull process. So this is really good also. And so you don't have to risk your credit score right away, okay? And so what we love is that their emergency loans go from $2,000 to $35,000, and those are unsecured. So no collateral or equity is required, okay? So this is really good. And what we love with eLoan is that, again, this is the Banco Popular de Puerto Rico. They have a great customer service, okay? They'll explain everything to you right away. Their fees are transparent. They're not really playing games with you in terms of fees, okay? And they will let you know right away. And you can pre-qualify very simply. So the soft pull is there, okay? All you have to do is fill out eLoan's online application with your basic information, and you have to, after that, you check your rates and you can choose from the loan options available to you, okay? And you can use the cash for everything you need, okay? They don't really place restrictions on the use of loan proceeds. We're talking about emergency. So, you got to let people use the cash the way they want to use it. That's what it is. So eLoan's great player. We love it. And 9.5 over 10. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you about emergency cash loans in 8 hours, okay? We're talking about super fast loans. That's what it is, okay? So, boss, number one, I want you to pay attention here. I'm talking to you about OneMain Financial. I will score 10 over 10. And the good thing about this player is you have a soft pull process, okay? And you have personal loans, personal emergency loans from $1,500 to 20 grand. This is pretty good delta. $1,500 to 20 grand, okay? And OneMain Financial is a great player. Can you imagine they've been lending money to people for more than a century? That's crazy. I mean, that's like they were doing this when my grandfather was here, when my great grandfather was here, and probably yours too, okay? And the cool thing about this is that unlike the other platforms, OneMain Financial, you can actually go to a branch, because they kind of function. They kind of operate like a hybrid between a bank and an online platform. Okay, so they have more than 1,400 locations where you can walk in and just talk to someone. Okay, and the cool thing is that you can apply online if you want to, but you could apply face to face also. That's not a problem. Okay, and you have a soft pull process. And if you prefer the face to face process, that's fine. Basically, they'll ask you some financial, employment, and personal info, and they'll get you a quick response on your loan request, okay? And upon approval, they will discuss your options and verify things like identity, income, expenses, and any needed collateral on the phone. Now, the thing we have seen is that they actually, if you have no collateral, that's fine, because this loan primarily is unsecured, okay? So this is important, and everything happens between 6 and 12 hours, depending on the state you're applying from. So the thing here is that you have $1,500 to $20,000. The APR goes from 18% to 36%, and the tenor of this loan, we're looking at 24, 36, 48, or 60 months, okay? So pretty reasonable. Okay. And the cool thing here is that if you have bad credit, fair credit, good credit, excellent credit, whatever credit you have, they'll work with you. Now, if you have bad credit, you might not get the 20 grand, okay, the maximum amount, but you get something. You get probably 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000, depending on your cash inflows, depending on your income. Okay. So let's not be discouraged here if you have bad credit, but you do have a solid job. If you are pulling in some good cash, they'll work with you. And that's what you want to think about, right? You have the ability to apply for a loan regardless of your credit score, as long as you are able to talk about your employment and income situation. Before I close today's conversation, I want to talk to you about, let's just talk overall about emergency cash loans in 8 hours. See, life happens, right? Everybody goes through problems. Been there, done that. So the thing here is that you're out of cash and you just probably need to take care of some emergencies. What are we talking about? What kind of emergencies lenders pay attention to? Well, when you apply, they will ask you anyway, what kind of emergencies are you referring to? So you want to mention things like medical emergencies, right? Let's say, for instance, you have car repairs, rent is due. If your rent is due and you're just out of cash, if you're broke, let's just face it, this is an emergency, because otherwise your ass is out of the house. And the thing here is you have to secure whatever you have. You have to negotiate with your lender or whatnot. Whatever it is, you have an emergency. An emergency can be something that also happens within the family, and you call everybody, but nobody has cash to take care of it. So you have to actually rely on an external, an outside party, aka the lender. Okay. Or you have let's say you're not getting enough enough hours rather at work, and you're just scraping by. So things happen, life happens. The thing here is that when you have emergencies and you're looking for an emergency loan, you have to choose emergency lenders correctly, because there are a lot of scammers out there. I mean, you have a lot of platforms that actually front as legit platforms, and when you actually apply through them, they start collecting your data and they sell your data to third parties, and the last thing you want is people start calling you and bugging you at night and actually just bothering you. Okay, so you really want to stay away from that. Now, the question is, how do you differentiate? How do you distinguish those scammers from actual legit platforms? Well, first of all, you got to do your research. You go online and you read articles and reviews from reputable websites. Okay, you can watch reviews like this, because we are very strict in terms of reviewing and categorizing the lenders, so we know what we're doing. We've been doing this for a long time, maybe not on YouTube, but in general. Okay, so you want to actually watch this kind of shows, and you want to pay attention to APR and other fees. You want to look at the customer service that the lender is providing to you, how fast funds are dispersed, because that's the thing. Because you have an emergency. Why should you wait for 10 days for someone to actually review your loan and approve it? This is why we don't have credit unions and banks in this roster in today's conversation. Okay, and you want to look for a lender that has educational resources for you, kind of help you out, and if you have some credit monitoring tools, those are really good also. So once you have actually, let's say once you have an emergency and you have identified a lender that actually can help you, let's talk about how do you get ready for an emergency loan, because this is important. A lot of folks are just kind of like, I've been applying for an emergency loan. I don't know why they just keep rejecting me. I haven't done nothing wrong. Well, boss, the problem is you're not really applying the right way. And it's about time we have a conversation about that, so you actually know how to apply. Now, the thing is, first of all, and this should be a reflex for you. When you're looking for an emergency cash loan, the first thing is you want to have a soft pull. Never, never, never in a million years go for a loan, an emergency loan that wants to have a hard pull right away, because the stakes are too high. Okay, and you want to actually apply on many platforms as possible, so you have a clear idea of your chances. It's all about testing the waters before actually getting your feet wet, Very important, boss. Okay. So when you actually do a soft pull, they'll ask you for a proof of income, your job history, and it's important to understand you got to have a bank account. You cannot have an emergency cash loan in 8 hours and not have a bank account. Okay, I don't care if you have some history in the banking industry and check systems is just sort of bans you for a while, but you got to fix that before coming. And if you don't have a bank account, you want to actually go through someone who does, or have a cosigner. That's possible. So the cosigner will actually be the one to receive the funds. As long as you're cool with that, I'm cool with that, and the lender is cool with that. Okay, and also check your FICO score first. Also, okay, these days it's so easy to get your FICO score for free. So you're not actually paying anything. Don't think this is extra cash coming out of my pocket, so I can't afford that. No, you go to a website called annualcreditreport.com. That site allows you to have access once a year to your credit reports from all 3 credit bureaus. Okay, and actually there are other platforms that allow you to monitor your credit score on an ongoing basis, and that's what you really want. I'm talking about Credit Karma. I'm speaking about NerdWallet. I'm speaking about the Wallet Hub. Okay, there are a lot of players out there that allow you to check your credit score for free. Even Capital One, they have a program called CreditWise where you can actually check your credit score for free, and you don't even have to be a Capital One account holder. See, you don't have to be a credit card holder to actually to use that free service. Before I close today's conversation, boss, I want you to watch this loan evaluation approach. We have a strict approach on this show when it comes to reviewing, categorizing, and listing loans, personal loans, business loans, and whatnot. Check this out. Thank you. Let's just recap to this conversation. Here are the top 5 emergency cash loans in 8 hours. Number 1, we have a OneMain Financial, 10 over 10. Number 2, we have eLoan, 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have Up Loans, 9 over 10. Number 4, we have Rise, 8.5 over 10. And number 5, we have Simple Fast Loans, 8 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I will speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.